It's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol SNAP. Snapchat, we will take a look at the 5-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 5-minute in case you may be new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 5 minutes. So while this here may look like several weeks worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 5-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price and makes mapping out where some of these supports and resistance levels are. Unless you live under a rock, I'm sure you're well aware that this one IPO'd today. And that's another reason why you got to do the 5-minute, just because there's no other data that you can use from a charting perspective. But even so, the 5-minute, just looking at the chart, really kind of maps out a pretty straightforward story right now in terms of where buyers are and then where sellers seem to be cropping up. So let's first start with levels of support. As far as supports are concerned, I'll touch on that in just a second. But I'm very curious to see, how does the price react if it gets down there around the 24.25 mark? Again, each of these represents 5 minutes. I say that because you can see the final 5 minutes of the day. A lot of sellers showed back up. And if it does head down there, the reason I'm very curious about that is the last time it was down in that range was pretty much right off the IPO. The price pushed down here a couple times, and the bulls did a good job. Buyers stepped back up and then ultimately pushed the price much higher. So if the price does get down to this 24.25 area, are the same buyers that were showing up around here, are they still going to be sitting there willing to buy again? If not, there's no such thing as a guarantee or anything like that. So I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to happen, but from a charting perspective, next level of support, essentially not until down here around the lows of the day. Now again, if 24.25 does not hold, I'm not saying within 2 seconds it's going to be down here at 23.65, but just technically speaking, this is an important area because these levels of support do tend to space out here, down below that 24.25 mark. So, but who knows? For all I know, maybe this thing will go sideways and then head back up. But as it stands right now, I think everybody can agree during the last part of the day, the bearish momentum did seem to pick up. But we'll see if, like I said, if the buyers can return there at 24.25. What about levels of resistance? Initial level that really stands out now with any sort of bounce is right here at 25.20. For whatever reason this afternoon, you can see on several different occasions, a couple times there, and then right there, the bulls try to get back up through that area, but just couldn't quite do it. So there now seems to be some sellers sitting there at 25.20. In the event that bulls can push up through there, the next key level of resistance up there at 25.60. After 25.60, that's when you can start talking about, potentially doing battle with these previous highs. But there's no point in talking about $26 until at least 25.20 and 25.60 can be broken. So the history is young. Like I said, this one just started trading today, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of eyeballs on it tomorrow. So we'll see how it all unfolds. One of the most popular questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together this free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then by all means, click right there to get access to the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and like I say, it is free. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.